So far in this series, I've shared two confessions that many adult piano students don't expect to hear. One is that progress feels slow even when you're doing right things, and that much of the progress is invisible while it's happening. And that leads us to a third confession, and this one changes how you think about practice. Basically, most adults actually practice enough. What usually isn't missing is effort, it's direction. Adults equate time with effectiveness, and up to a point, yes, that's true. You do have to put in your time. If you put in no time, obviously you're going nowhere. But that's not the only factor. When progress feels slow, the instinct is to try harder, which makes sense. But classical piano doesn't reward brute force, not exactly in that way, at least. So, when things don't improve as quickly as we expect, we naturally respond by adding more effort, more reps, more care, more time. But that doesn't always address the real issue. Some examples are practicing everything a little instead of one thing well, repeating passages without a clear goal, trying to fix symptoms instead of causes, or measuring success by time spent instead of clarity gained. What happens sometimes when you try to practice by playing through the entire piece, it's like you're moving 100 different things, maybe an inch, instead of one thing a mile. It's better to focus in on one or two small practice goals for each piece in each practice session and actually move the needle on those. If you just repeat passages without a clear goal, all you're doing a lot of times is just entrenching mistakes, and that's really going to cost you time. You're going to have to go back and fix them and relearn, and nobody enjoys that. Basically, we need to stop and look for the cause of something. There are symptoms. You can tell a measure or two can feel off, and oftentimes it comes down to one small error. And if you can identify where that little bit of lack of clarity is in that measure or two, everything else just falls into place. And you can quit beating your head into a wall. Measuring success, as I said, by time spent really is not the best measure. Clarity gained is far better. And basically, none of this means that you're lazy. It just means that no one taught you how to aim your effort. Quick pause here. If you're a beginner or early intermediate student and this is resonating, I put together a free course called Key Start Foundations. It's designed to help adult students learn what to focus on so practice actually does lead somewhere. You can find it linked below. Now, let me talk about what effective practice actually starts with. Effective practice isn't about doing more. It's about deciding what matters most today and letting other things wait. It's kind of a case of picking your battles. That's the most important part that adults never learn, not because it's complicated, but because it's rarely explained. Here's a simple way to think about practice. Every session needs a primary focus, and some examples might be one coordination issue. Are you having trouble putting hands together in a specific place? I suggest you slow down. Is there a reading challenge? Maybe focus in on that one really difficult measure and say, what is tripping me up here? Or making one musical decision. How am I going to shape this phrase? Am I going to use this ornament if you're a bit more advanced? If not, there are other decisions to make. Key here is focusing on what is important. If everything is important, then nothing gets solved. This kind of focused practice can feel strange at first, and it might even feel like you're ignoring problems, but what you're really doing is simply prioritizing. You're deciding which problem gets solved today. And now you deliberately move forward. In the next video, I want to talk about how teachers decide what the main focus should be, and that decision is where most practice plans succeed or fail.